friends to lovers,
to kisses and cuddles,
we are doing it
God's way.
This is Stronger Together, Closer to God.
Hey fam, welcome to Stronger Together, Closer to God podcast. This is Minister Vernon, and in today's message, this is about just really encouraging our people who might be going through situations like realizing that your parents are not around, or family member or close friend or relative or spouse that has passed away, especially when there's holidays or certain events or their birthdays come about. It may be definitely hard to try to grieve over that individual, that loved one, especially when you got a celebration come up. For example, in America, we just celebrated Father's Day. And for me, it was very hard and time process for me because I lost my father earlier this year. And so in the past, when Father's Day would come around, it would be a great, wonderful opportunity where I got a chance to just spend time with my dad, took him out somewhere so he can eat some good food and just sit with him and listen to him when he shared his stories about his Marine Corps experience, or even just being around families and friends and loved ones. And so with this Father's Day came up, it was just hard. It was difficult because I'm used to helping my dad out or going to see him or interact with him. And I can only imagine how that is for some people, especially these holidays, that we celebrate, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, and including other days where it might be a significant person in your life, like birthdays or anniversaries that come across your mind, or unfortunately those days when they did go home to be with the Lord. And so I want to encourage you today, and I want to say to you that you're not alone and that it's okay to still grieve. Now, there's a process in that process of grieving that you should be doing in the midst of the time so that you can overcome the burden that's being laid upon you. See, in Psalm 77 verse 1, it says that David cried out to God for help. I cry out to you, God, listen to me. And we need to do that from time to time. It's okay to let the emotions flow. So like, for example, I had dealt with a situation this past weekend where unfortunately my tooth ached and it was in extreme pain and I couldn't eat a lot of things by chewing. So I had to make soup. And one of the things that I used to do when I was taking care of my dad 24/7 was that I would have to grind his food up. And so I haven't used that machine in a minute. The last time I used it was when my dad was alive. And when I had to turn on that machine and put the food in there, I paused and I cried and I let the tears flow and I let the emotions go through and I remind myself, let it flow, let it flow. See, if I try to hold it in and kind of not let that out, all I'm going to do is just lay that burden within me, on me. And I've learned from my experience what ends up happening is that I will latch out on the people that I love and care most instead of just letting my grief go with the flow. And so that's what I want to share with you is that in that moment in time, before I even start grinding, and even as I was grinding my food, I just had to cry for a minute. I had to just let it out because it was just something that needed to be let out. It was just a moment of just reminiscing and remembering my dad. And so I just want to encourage you, if you have those moments in time, it's okay to let that out. And there's nothing wrong with grieving. Okay. Proverbs 14:13 reminds us that laughter might hide your sadness, but when the laughter is gone, the sadness remains. And so we got to grieve. And sometimes this could be hard for other people who have never walked through the experience you went through. It can be definitely hard when people just think and assume on this planet Earth that, okay, this person has passed for a while. You should be over it by now. No. Individuals need to be able to go through the process of grieving. It takes some people maybe days. It may take some people weeks. It may take some people months, and it may take some people years to really complete the grieving process. And the grieving process is not a cycle that you might learn in school. Sometimes we might bounce back and forth within that grieving process until we can fully complete a full circle around. And so in the moments of times that these instances happen, like I said, I just cried. I just stood there for a second, and then I just said, I love you, Dad. I miss you, Dad. And who knows? It might have been my dad's presence that was around me. It might have been my mom's presence. I've done that at times on my mom when Mother's Day comes around, or her birthday, or the day that she was discovered, found, passed away. And I might have those moments like that, and it's okay to do that. And if you are one of those people who have someone who is still grieving, it's okay for them to still grieve. Just let them know that you're there for them, and you're there to listen to them and to hear their talk about the reminiscent of the love that they're missing of that loved one. And so the last piece that I want to share with you is that I want to encourage you, those who are grieving, is to continue to seek God for peace. Now, as we know in the word, it says weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. That translation is just simply saying this, is that it's okay to reap, it is okay to mourn, it is okay to cry. But we have to eventually push through that, because if we don't, we're going to let that grief eat us up alive. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you have not gotten yourself to spiritual coaches that can walk you through the process. My wife and I are spiritual coaches that do that all the time. Please make sure to get connected with us, and we'll be happy to work with you. Or you can get through spiritual counselors. You can go through secular counselors if you have to, but make sure you do your research, because sometimes there are counselors who will just say, "Oh, just let it go and move on." You want someone that really takes the time to walk you through the process of grieving. It's very critical, very important, and you can do that. And there are beautiful messages from pastors and leaders that you can listen to who can walk you through that process. Joyce Myers is a great example. Joel Osteen is another great example. Pastor John Jenkins has several resources. Priscilla Shire has great resources as well. I'm just naming a few of many individuals that's out there that have talked about the grieving process and what you need to do to walk through that grieving process, and how God is always there to comfort you. And that's one thing that I've learned, is to continue to seek God for peace. 1 Peter 5 verse 7 says, "Give all your worries to him, because he cares for you." And Philippians 4 verse 7 reminds us, "And because you belong to Christ Jesus, God's peace will stand guard over all of your thoughts and feelings. His peace can do this far better than our human minds." So in conclusion, I know for me, Father's Day was hard, just like it was for Mother's Day, just like it is on some of these other occasions that I'm used to enjoying and spending time when that person was here on earth. But they're no longer here. And I want to encourage you, just like I had to learn, that let the emotions flow. It's okay. Let it all out. It's better to let it out than let it sit and become bitterness inside of you that you won't realize that you're lashing out on other people because you haven't let those emotions and feelings go. And there's nothing wrong with grieving. I'm going to encourage family and friends and loved ones. If you see your friend, loved one that's still grieving, don't force them out of their grief. Walk them through the process. Let us be comforters for the individuals. Let's support them and give them wisdom and guidance. But most importantly, just listen to them, because a lot of times we just want to share the beauty that we had in the life of that individual that lived on this earth, and just need to hear from someone to just remind us that just as much as you love them now, you're still loving them. And guess what? They're still loving you, even in heaven. And last but not least, continue to seek God for peace. Continue to seek God for wisdom and guidance. And if you need to get connected with a spiritual coach, spiritual counselor, or in fact, if you need to get in contact with resources to help you through this process, let us know. Just reach out to us on s2c2gministry.com, or you can reach us at email at s2c2gpodcast@gmail.com. Either way, we can help you and give you wisdom and guidance to help you through this journey. Please take care of yourself. God bless you. And just a reminder to everybody, next week we're taking our sabbatical, taking a week off from spiritual study and spiritual work. So there will be no podcast next week. There will be no Bible study next week. There will be no blog post next week. The Lord is really teaching me that just like he did on the 7th day, he rests. Just like he reminds us to take a day of rest. There needs to be a time where I need to rest and sit in his arms and let God just lead me and guide me and give me wisdom and guidance on the next assignments and journey he has for me. So I hope and pray that this message is a blessing to you, and look forward to seeing you in July as we continue giving you these wonderful podcast messages and blog posts and Bible study messages. Take care. God bless you. Peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you for listening today. I hope and pray this message was a blessing to you. A few announcements before I go. Make sure you join us tomorrow for our weekly Tuesday Bible study. We discuss relationship challenges and we look into God's word for the solution. You can check us out on our live Facebook page every Tuesday. Just type in the word Stronger Together, Closer to God. Also check out our website at s2c2gministry.com. There you will find information about our other podcasts, our weekly blog posts, and any upcoming workshops coming your way. And last but certainly not least, make sure you click on the Partners tab and sow a seed to the ministry. The more you give, the more we reach 1 million people and couples to become stronger together and closer to God.